authority to local communities. The very week that, in February, that the current government survived a no-confidence vote, Rada deputies also approved 5 critical pieces of legislation to stay on track with IMF conditions and EU requirements for their bid for visa-free travel, and they passed another piece of legislation just today. U.S. assistance has been critical to all of these efforts. As you said, Mr. Ranking Member, we've committed over $760 million in assistance so far, plus 2 $1 billion loan guarantees, and U.S. advisors serve in almost a dozen Ukrainian ministries and localities, helping to deliver services, eliminate fraud and abuse, improve tax collection, and modernize Ukrainian institutions. With U.S. help, newly vetted and trained police officers are patrolling the streets of 18 Ukrainian cities. In courtrooms across Ukraine, free legal aid attorneys funded by the U.S. have won 2/3 of all the acquittals in the countries. Treasury and State Department advisors have helped Ukraine shutter over 60 failed banks and protected the assets of depositors. And since there can be no reform in Ukraine without security, over $266 million of our support has been in the security sector, training 1,200 soldiers and 750 Ukrainian National Guard personnel, and supplying life-saving gear. In FY16, we are continuing that training and equipment of more of Ukraine's border guards, military, and Coast Guard. But it is urgent that Ukrainian President Poroshenko, Prime Minister Yatsenyuk, and the leaders of the Rada come together now behind a government and a reform program that deliver what the Maidan demanded: clean leadership, justice, an end to zero-sum politics and backroom deals, and public institutions that serve Ukraine's citizens rather than impoverishing them or exploiting them. In 2016, our U.S. assistance program, with your generous support, is designed to support all of these priorities. Specifically, we will support Ukraine as it takes further steps to clean up its energy sector, to appoint and confirm a clean and new prosecutor general who's committed to rebuilding the integrity of the PGO and indicting and prosecuting the corrupt, as it takes steps to improve the business climate and move ahead with privatization of state-owned enterprises and strengthen the banking system and strengthen judicial independence, and to improve services and eliminate graft in areas that affect every Ukrainian, including healthcare, education, transportation, and also to modernize the Ministry of Defense.